save her. My daughter.
The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time is known for being not only one of the best Nintendo games, but one of the best games of all time, if not the best game of all time. But are these opinions correct? The simple answer is yes, they are 100% correct. And Ocarina of Time definitely deserves the best game of all time title it holds on Metacritic.
When you see another Boko Club, this will make a fine addition to my collection.
Now, because I'm a hater, I'm going to start off with a few flaws in this game. And Isaac, I know you're watching this, and tomorrow you're going to go to my locker and talking about how even I admit the game is bad when it definitely is not. Battlefront 2. And listen to this. Are you listening? Play the damn game. So anyways, I put the flaws from best to worst. Here are the 5 flaws. Now, this really doesn't deserve it because it was made in the 90s, and if you're expecting a Breath of the Wild looking game, then man, you were looking in the wrong place. But still, the graphics were groundbreaking at the time. And though they haven't aged well, they're still visible. But I would really love an HD remake on Switch, or a Zelda Remastered Collection called the Master Collection, containing all 4 remastered games along with Skyward Sword, 20 Nintendo, 2020. I've seen videos of a model of an HD remake, and God, they look so good. And Nintendo themselves can do it even better. Just use the Youngling model from Ultimate and make the characters look more crisp. Please. Now, there would be 3 if there wasn't the 3DS version, but there is, and they fixed the water dungeon flaw, so now there's only 2. Now, the story doesn't suffer as much as Breath of the Wild's, where Zelda's only trapped from Ganon and Link has to save her, but the problem is the story sort of pauses between you getting the first stage medallion and you getting the last stage medallion. Nothing really happens in between those. You just fight a boss, see the stage, enter the dungeon, repeat. Some people might find the lack of a right stick frustrating, but honestly, I had no trouble using the L button to move the camera. But an R stick would be nice. So, and wow, that's all the problems in the game. Wow. Isaac.
I prefer the real Zelda. I said, 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 the real Zelda. Perfection.
Because I really want this video to be long, I'm gonna go over the entire story. In the Corky Forest, Link has a dream of him being attacked by some guy, and then he wakes up to be greeted by Navi, the fairy. Yeah. Navi's kinda annoying for most of the game. Just gonna put that out there right now. Anyways, Nazi, I'm just gonna call him Nazi now. Wakes up Link and tells him you need to go to the Gyro Tree, but no, you have to get a sword and shield first. Then you give up for about a month and then decide to come back and get the sword and shield. Go to the Deku Tree, it tells you it wants you to go inside it. Then you go inside it. Then you give up for another year and then you finally decide to go back to it. Now you go throughout the dungeon, mess with the Deku Scrubs, then fight this weird looking boss. I called him Miss Ready because of the division side in its eye. Possible foreshadowing for a future video. After this, you send out the Deku Tree dies and you wonder why it's in Breath of the Wild. Then you leave out to find Princess Zelda. You see Saria again, then she gives you an ocarina. Then you go find Zelda, play hide and seek with the guards, and meet Zelda. She goes, "Hey, this guy's a pedophile. You kind of need to kill him. Might help a little bit." Then sings some notes and says goodbye, and you just leave her. So you leave and go to the Goron city. You try to play the song to the depressed Goron, and it doesn't work. Then you wander around for an hour, give up for another few days, then come back and decide to mess around and go to the damn Lost Woods. Then you get frustrated for an hour, give up for like about a day, and then you finally find Sarah and she sings you a song. Then you leave her and play it for the depressed Goron. He finally stops being depressed. Gee, I wish I could find a cure for depression with the song. What? Anyways, you go to the dungeon, wash, rinse, repeat, get a stone, leave, wash, rinse, repeat at Zora's domain, get the third stone, and head back to Zelda, and it's starting to get dark for some reason. Oh, hey. How did it get dark so fast? What? Why is thunder? It never showed it. Whatever. Oh yeah, I can't go back in. Why is there a cutscene? These graphics are great. Oh, hey. Hey. Okay, that doesn't look right, but whatever. What was that? Okay, I'll grab it in a second. Oh, you. Oh, hi. Thanos? Can I just, like, run away? I mean, this music is good, because, like, it's a Zelda game, the music's gonna be good, but... Okay. Wait, so I'm gonna fight you now? Another boss fight? My god. 2 boss fights in the last dungeon was, like, really annoying, but whatever. Oh. Yep, he's Thanos. Yeah, he's Thanos before his Infinity Gauntlet. Okay. Bye, Thanos. Okay, that was, something. So now I think I should grab that Ocaraina or whatever that was. Okay. Or not. Oh, okay. Oh boy, a shiny blue Ocarina. I don't need the old one anymore, just like, throw it away. Who cares about friendship? Like, she's dead, but like, who cares? Like, I got a shiny new black Ocarina. Okay, so you're gonna teach me a song? Like, literally every NPC in this game does. Okay. This is just getting kinda awkward. But, really, these graphics are, like, top-notch. The song's pretty good. Okay, let's, just play this song, I guess. Wonder what would have happened if I just would have left that Ocaraina and just went in the Temple of Time and played that song in front of the Temple of Time. Okay. Whatever you say. So anyways, you go through the market, say hi to all these people, wonder why they're so normal after Ganondorf came through after Zelda, appreciate the graphics, go to the Temple of Time, listen to good music, play some good music, set the Infinity Stones down, and go grab the Master Sword. Oh, wait, is that... Oh, you again. Thanos. Okay. Okay. Should I do something? Wait. So you got the Infinity Stones? Oh. Oh, we got the Infinity Stones. That's, that was kind of dumb. Okay. You've been asleep for 7 years. You weren't there to save Saria. You weren't there to save anyone. They're all dead. Your fish fiance, Zelda's assistant, Saria, the depressed hamster, they're all dead. At least that's what I think. I mean, I believe the theory that the sages are dead. I mean, it's pretty obvious. And you're an adult now. Things matter that now. Then you step outside. Hyrule Castle was completely taken over by Ganon. He got the Infinity Stones, fucked up the world, and now it's completely destroyed. Or at least the market, the rest of it looks fine. One of the things I like about Ocaraina is that in most apocalypse stories, it's either the apocalypse is coming and you have to prevent it, like in Majora's Mask, or it's already happened and you have to fix the world, like in Breath of the Wild. Ocarina of Time was different. It's neither of these, and both at the same time. It gives you a clear example of what the world should look like and what it is now, until you get outside. The rest of the world is completely fine, except for the most part. Except for Zora's Domain, it's completely frozen over. That's about it. One of the things I wish about the game is that it also showed the world getting destroyed. I hope in a remake they would make the world look more ruined. I feel like they could do... I understand that they couldn't have done it with the power of the N64, but they could probably do it in a remake. So you listen to the old man from Breath of the Wild and go to the Forest Temple. So you go to the Forest Temple, find some ghosts, then fight Chinese bootleg Ganon. Banon? Yeah, I'm gonna call him Banon. Anyways, fight Banon. Banon likes to play tennis. Play tennis with Banon. You get your first win in Zelda tennis. You realize that you want to get Mario Tennis Aces now. You leave the temple. Also buying Mario Tennis Aces. Now, I'm gonna be totally honest. I like this fight. The first phase, it looks really cool from a technical standpoint. What they did was they flattened Banon, moved him around in the painting to make him look like he was in a painting. I don't know about you, but I find that really interesting and cool. That's another thing I like about Ocaraina. Some of the boss fights in here are the most creative in the series. Especially this one. This one's honestly one of my favorites in the franchise. But like the first phase is like amazing. So anyways, you leave the Forest Temple, meet now dead Saria. You talk to her, she gives you the Time Stone after you already have the Mind Stone. She leaves And for some reason, she doesn't wonder why you left her Ocaraina she gave you. Honestly, Link's a dick. So now you gotta go to Goron City, find this kid who's just running around, and he's really annoying to get. And he tells you have to save the entire Goron race, or at least 8 of them. Get a hammer, fight a vagina, get the reality stone, and get the hell out. See what I did there? Oh my god. Oh boy, here's the big one, the water temple. Some people say this is the worst part of Ocaraina, but honestly, I didn't have that big of a problem with it. I bet it on N64 was a huge pain in the ass, but on DS, it was really easy. I had no problem with it. Moving the water levels were sort of annoying for an hour, but when I finally remembered the pattern, I had no trouble. But the boss fight sucked. The build up to Dark Link also sucked. I just didn't like how there was a mini dungeon. But if you did the water temple without a map or compass, I have serious respect for you. I bet Isaac can't even beat the water temple with a guide. Okay, now we're gonna go to the next dungeon, which I guess is at the bottom of the well. Okay. Why are there a bunch of hands? The hell? Okay.
Ah! Ah! Oh, what the fuck is that? Oh my fucking god! Holy shit! What the fuck? Oh my fucking god! Steve, I don't care what you fucking said about Ganon at the end of this game, but this fucking thing? Oh my fucking god. This is some scary ass shit.
Okay, we're gonna talk about this thing. I kinda like how it symbolizes Link's childhood is sort of ruined by this thing, but not to mention Sheik's song is like also kinda creepy. I also really like that, how they kind of themed it after all the dungeons. But then when you get in the temple, it's fine. It's just the end of it where you have to go on the ship, fight the skeletons, and then jump off is really annoying. So many times I lost to the boss because the boss was really fucking hard for me. Because it would fucking grab me and never let go. And then I would be sent all the way back where I was, and then I would just lose all my hearts from the skeletons. And then I just decided not to even fight them and just shield from them, and that's how I learned to shield. And then I had to go all the way back, do this another 15 times until I finally beat it. This dungeon took forever, but honestly, it was harder than the water temple. But the boss fight was really cool. Another one of my favorites. You hear this song? Yeah, it sounds like something familiar, doesn't it?
Oh god! Oh god, please stop! Oh my god, no, not this song, it's not 2017 anymore. Please stop! Oh, thank god! Oh my god.
Guys, please don't copyright me. Like, I spent a lot of time working on this video, so hoping. Okay, so for the next part, you're gonna need a Epona. Or you can just be a dick, not get a Epona, and grapple across like what I did. Fuck Eponas. The guy at the ranch is a big fucker. Then you go to the Gerudo Valley, then Despacito plays, beat your wives, save some pedophiles, get an Endwood pass, and follow Ghost through the desert, and then go to the last temple. I like it. The puzzles are neat, and having a switch between Link and Young Link were cool. And the boss fight was easy enough. It was just another dungeon. Nothing really special about it. After doing the Spirit Temple, Link goes back to Temple of Time, talks to Sheik again, and then Sheik reveals that she's Zelda. And that they somehow got the pieces of the Triforce. Zelda gives you these bows, gets captured by Ganondorf. You go to his castle to do the last few puzzles, fight the Iron Knuckles, die, and do it again, and again, and again, and then realize you can go get more self-defense from the Great Titty Monster. Go battle a fairy, go back, beat the Iron Knuckle, go to Ganondorf, who is honestly just a stronger version of Ganon, play more tennis, and then kill him. But no, he tries to kill you at the castle and destroys his castle. Zelda leads you out, follow her, and the castle gets destroyed in a completely badass scene of the castle falling. Probably one of my favorite scenes from the game. Then you and Zelda go outside the castle and shouldn't you be dead? I mean, you were right next to the castle. Whatever, you're alive. Something starts shaking, and like every horror movie character, Link goes to check it out. And then Ganondorf just pops out. Using the power of the Triforce, he transforms into Ganon. It's honestly harder than Ganon, which was surprising because in Breath of the Wild, the Dark Beast Ganon fight was like so easy. It was just archery practice, but whatever. Because at the end, I always ran out of magic at the very end, and he kicked my ass, so I got a bunch of battle fairies and kicked his ass. Zelda uses her power to stun Ganon, and then you deliver the final blow. Now, this fight was so badass. Definitely one of my favorite parts of the game. But I wish I could have played the N64 version on it, only because everybody says Ganon looks better on it. So, yeah, that's pretty much the story. Better than Breath of the Wild, maybe the best in the franchise. I don't know. This is the second Zelda that I've played, but whatever.
The Wii U was the worst console of all time. Sure, but your PlayStation or Xbox can't play Breath of the Wild.
Unlike Breath of the Wild, you can actually tell the difference between the dungeons in this. In Breath of the Wild, you have to be outside to tell the difference between the dungeons, but I love how there are more dungeons in this game. By the way, this is coming from a kid who's only played this in Breath of the Wild, but the dungeons are so massive, and the feeling of just being overwhelmed when you walk into a dungeon because of all the paths is just such a weird feeling. I love the Doggo's Cavern because I feel like this does this best. It has a creepy feeling, and in my opinion, it's even more creepy than the Shadow Temple. But the Dead Hand was terrible. But Doggo's Cavern is definitely my favorite dungeon, then the Shadow Temple, then inside Jabba Jabba's Belly. All these dungeons were super creative and a blast to go through. But just saying, Bongo Bongo was Shadow Temple because this dungeon is really hard. It was a huge step up from the boss in the Water Temple. I really can't remember right now. I just remember in the Water Temple boss being really hard until I knew what I was doing. But the Bongo Bongo fight, I knew what I was doing and I still had trouble. But still, even though it was frustrating, the attack where it grabs you and doesn't let go until you're dead was still a great challenge. Every time I got to the end of the dungeon, I was always wondering what the boss would be, and Bongo Bongo was one of my favorites. But my favorite boss has to either be the Jabba Jabba boss or the Fire Temple boss. Both of these look so creative and so different from the others. Another thing I like is how the bosses are usually an enhanced version of the enemies in the dungeon. I like where they go with that, but honestly I think the Water Temple isn't as bad as everybody built it up to be. It might have been a pain in the ass in the N64 version, but they must have done something easier to make it easier and something in the 3DS version, because I didn't struggle nearly as much as I thought I would. But it still might be still in dungeon. Because I want the video to be long, I'm gonna rank all the dungeons in this. I don't know if I can count Hyrule Castle as a dungeon, because it's mostly the boss fight, but I'm not going to because it would be long.
This is Luigi. This is Zelda. Get it right, you fake fans.
Oh boy, the music. One of the things any Zelda game is known for. Pick up any Zelda game, there will be a song that gets you pumped. Even somewhat music lacking games like Breath of the Wild leave an amazing song or two. Mine are the obvious ones. The Gerudo Valley theme, obviously. If you don't like this thing, there's something wrong with you. And then the Temple of Time theme, or the Song of Time. I love the Song of Time because it just gave me chills as I walked into the Temple of Time. And it fits the scene extremely well. And the Gerudo Valley, honestly, how could you not like this song? It's just listen to it. See what I mean?
Breath of the Wild is the first Zelda game with voice acting. Me, an intellectual.
Thank you!
Well, the game doesn't look as good as the Breath of the Wild. For a game from the 90s, the loading screens are extremely fast. They look amazing for a game that old. Combat is really fun, and you get to lock onto an enemy, and weapons don't break! Sorry, I just had to mention Breath of the Wild. I kind of have a problem with using the touchscreen to access certain buttons. You have to use both buttons and the touchscreen. You have to press A to roll and use the touchscreen to use certain weapons or items. I really don't think the N64 version had you do this, but they honestly made it worse on the 3DS. I know there's nothing else they could do, but because of the design, but they could have used the D-pad for extra 2 items, but overall the gameplay was fine. But it being on the 3DS was kind of annoying since I do everything on my Switch, but it was nice to have a bigger battery with 3DS. The DS's battery always felt so long. Honestly, I have no idea how long that thing is. I think it's like maybe 7 hours, I don't know. Whatever, it's fine. The gameplay was fine. Don't get pissed.
Boko Club is badly damaged.
Now, of the 2 Zelda games I've played, which one do I think is better? It's a really hard choice. Both Breath of the Wild and Ocaraina are phenomenal games, but Ocaraina and Breath of the Wild are tied in my opinion. But in all honesty, to break the tie, I had a harder time putting down the controller on Breath of the Wild than I did with Ocaraina, so I'd have to give it to Breath of the Wild. It's because of my bias. It's 100% because of my bias. How could you like Breath of the Wild better than Ocarina of Time? Breath of the Wild completely betrays the Zelda formula. I feel like Breath of the Wild did this in the best possible way. While Ocarina outshines Breath of the Wild in so many ways, being the dungeons, the enemies, the difficulty, the story, the music, and the graphics at the time, Breath of the Wild was emotional. Not saying I didn't feel sad during Ocarina, but Breath of the Wild gave me chills not only during the cutscenes, but looking at the villages and how overwhelming Hyrule Castle looks. And the music. Say what you want about the music, but God, this just became Breath of the Wild rude. Shit. Okay. Ocarina of Time is an amazing game. Not my favorite in the Zelda franchise, but far from even being decent. Ocarina of Time is the better game, but I like Breath of the Wild more. All it needs is to be on the Switch, where it's more accessible to me, and honestly, I'll probably like it more than Breath of the Wild. But having to bring my 3DS and my Switch around was really annoying. It would be nice to have an HD remake on the Switch, and next time I'll probably be reviewing Majora's Mask or Mario Odyssey, depending on the time I finish writing this. Sometime around December, I should be reviewing Link's Awakening. I don't know. I don't know when it's coming out. And I'm probably going to do Luigi's Mansion 2 also. So, thanks for watching. Bye. God, I just wasted like 12 days of my time.
Oh, what the fuck is that? Oh my fucking god! Holy shit! What the fuck? Oh my fucking god! Steve, I don't care what you fucking said about Ganon at the end of this game, but this fucking thing, oh my fucking god. This is some scary ass shit.